People, boys and girls, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sangamitra and I welcome you guys with all my heart one more time. So guys, today's session is going to be really unique from all the other sessions which I had, because I'm going to tell you some of these small talks which you can actually use when you're traveling from one country to another, or when you're switching from one company to another. So small talk is always overrated, and we tend to never understand what to actually have, what kind of conversation to actually have with someone when you move to a new place, or when the person is altogether new, right? So I'm going to tell you some of the general, very generic questions which you can ask as small talk, and you can actually connect with people, and you can actually have a real genuine equation, right? So the first category is, I'm going to tell you, when you actually travel from one country to another and you meet new people, what are these small talks which you can actually use, right? So the first one you can ask is, I'm quite new here. Do you know any hidden gems around here? So, a person who is actually living in that country, you can get very interesting answers for that particular question, because he's already been there and he actually know which are the places where you can find good stuff, right? So, or you can also ask them, tell me about your trip to Italy. Would you recommend it? So, or wherever they have been. So, people generally like when you actually ask them about their vacation, and they tend to give you a lot of opinion where you can actually connect, and you can find out whether you guys have an equation or not, and you can actually have a friendship over there, right? So moving on, the next one you can ask is, I love trying out new cuisines. Do you know any great place around here? So if the person is a native, or if he or she is living there for a very long time, they can actually give you really good opinion on the place around there, right? Or you can ask very generic, do you prefer a flip and flop holiday, or you like something which is adventurous? So anything which is flip and flop, vacation is something where you just land on your vacation spot and you just become a couch potato and you just lie down and have fun. Or anything which is adventure. So again, you can get really interesting answers to that question, right? Moving on, since it's pandemic, you can also ask, has the pandemic affected your travel plans at all? So if it has affected their travel plan, they'll definitely come up with great answers, and you can actually connect and you can have a conversation. When you ask these kind of questions, these are engaging questions wherein you can actually listen to them, and you can also have a conversation, rather than asking them, do you like this place? He'll just tell you yes and no, and the conversation just ends there. So do not use such questions of yes and no when you're actually trying to have a small talk and you're trying to extend your community as friendship. So do use these kind of questions, because people have really good answers to these kind of questions, right? So moving on, I'm going to tell you some of the small talk which you can have with your colleagues in your office. So you can always ask them, how did you get into IT? That's again a very interesting question. They can tell you their journey, and you guys can actually connect with that question. Or you can say, how long have you been working in Microsoft or Google, whichever company you guys are working at, right? So you can also ask them that, so that there's an engaging conversation with your colleague, right? So moving on, you can also ask, what's the best and worst career advice you've ever received? So when you ask that question, people actually come up with really interesting answers, where you can see whether your humor or your mentality is actually matching with your colleague, and you guys are able to connect or not, right? Interesting so far. So you can also ask them, what's the craziest thing a boss has ever asked you to do? Right? So again, that can come up, people can come up with really amazing answers to that question as well, right? Or what you can actually ask is, how because since it's pandemic now, you can say like, how do you like working from home these days? Right? So because we are in a virtual world and we tend to switch company and we do not connect well with people, so you can always use these kind of engaging small talks which actually can help you connect with people. Or you can ask, what's your opinion on a 4-day work week? Since that's the talk going on that we're going to have a 4-day work week or not, so you can always ask these kind of questions which actually involve people, and people tend to have their opinion and they tend to connect with you in a better manner, planner, right? So that's pretty much I had for today, guys. I thought I'll make this quick video because I know people are switching from one country to another these days for jobs. They're also switching companies in this pandemic, and we tend to not connect with the new folks that much. So that's why I made this video for you guys. Let me know how you're liking my videos. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Keep subscribing, keep supporting me. Until next time, take care, stay safe, shine bright.